Good evening, Fred.
Good
Welcome.
evening, and thank you very much, and good to see you. And Joyce, good not to see you. That didn't come out exactly right, but yeah, I guess poor Joyce, you've probably been getting, as I've seen, you've been getting some snow and cold weather and all that kind of stuff. That's no good. Listen, I wanted to do a couple of things this evening. First, I wanted to share something. I'm going to put this in the chat window, and then just so I know Brian, it's Brian's deal. Ernest, glad you're with us.
Hello.
Roger, good to see you.
Good evening.
And I'm going to give you a heads up. I'm going to talk about you, Ernest. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And Roger, good to see you, my friend. Joyce is on audio because you guys don't know, Joyce and her husband, they run a full-on farm. I mean, that's their what they call it, the side gig is their farm. But yeah, I want to do a couple of things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in the chat, Kate, I'm going to post a link in the chat. Robin, good to see you. I'm going to post a link in the chat. And then when Brian goes to take the video and then move it to the YouTube channel, one of the files that you're going to have is a meeting text file. And so he can take that link and cut and paste, and I encourage him to cut and paste it into the description of the video. That way people that weren't here will be able to see the link, get that link. And I'm going to post it in the chat right now before I forget. Let's see if I've got this here. Nope, that's the meeting ID. All right, give me 1 second. I'll pull it back up. Copy and paste. And there we go. All right, now, a lot of you know, I don't want to say a fan, but because that sounds a little bit too like fanboy. But I'm an ardent supporter of Darren Hardy. I actually met Darren Hardy back in his early 20s because for a short period of time, and if you spend enough time listening to him, you'll hear him talk about his various entrepreneurial endeavors, one of which was in the water filter industry for a short period of time. And I actually heard on one of his deals, he did a great little description of what happened to a multi-$1,000 education. Don't be the guy that does everything. But he was, for a very short period of time, working in the same multi-level I was when I had an office in the Bay Area. And so anyway, one of the things, I got a little wake-up call this morning. I do the Darren daily as part of my morning routine. Listen to the 5 or 6 minute a little video message that he gives every morning. Just kind of a great way to start the day. And got a wake-up call based on this morning's message. And so I've put it up there. If you're live with us right now, you should cut and paste that into your web browser so you have it. For those of you that are listening afterwards, we're hoping that Brian is going to be able to get that posted on the website link, the video recording link. But I encourage you to listen to it. Now, here's a real important thing. It's up there for 3 days. Okay, so it will expire after Wednesday. So you got, today, tomorrow, and the next day to listen to it. And after that, it will no longer exist. But it was great. It was so important to me that I wrote it down. I listened to it a couple of times. It was a wake-up call. And I'm going to share, some full disclosure for you stuff. And some of you probably already figured this out if you watched my my broadcast on the Focus Leader call, Leaders Focus call in the morning. I think it was Wednesday of last week. Had 3 things I wanted to talk about. And, consistency, congruity, and congruity. And or congruence, I guess is the term, and focus. And I took the 10-minute slot I had, turned it into 15 minutes, and still didn't get to the part called focus. And so, but anyway, one of the things that really hit me was that, because of a lot of other things that are going on here, we don't need to talk all about it, because a lot of other things that are going on here, I have lost a lot of my focus. And one of the things that I noted from part of my, Sunday morning, Sunday planning session, I do this type of thing. I'd missed it for a couple of weeks, but I did have it at the beginning of the week, and it was 20 leader in action points by March 28th. And I wrote that down on March 1. And this morning I wake up and it's March 15. And I don't have any personal, leader in action points. Okay. Lost focus because, the easy things to do, the simple things to do are very difficult to do. Okay. You have to be focused. But what's really cool is if you just do the simple things, then everything works out. And so I'm sharing that with you because that little video there was very meaningful to me, and I think it'll be very meaningful to each one of you, which brings me up to the second thing I wanted to talk about, which was Ernest. Okay, I haven't gotten permission from Ernest to talk about this, so I'm going to just kind of step out and hope that it's okay. Ernest shared with me a while ago that he wanted to create a game plan to put together, executive in the next 90 days. And I'll be candid with you. While I always want to support people's goals, I thought that was a little bit of an aggressive goal. But we talked a little bit about it. He put together his game plan. And yesterday we were talking on the phone, and he made the comment that he had 5 new customers. I mean, like in this last week since the previous time we talked. And I thought, well, good for Ernest because he's doing the deal. And, and I thought I'd take a couple of minutes. And Ernest, I'm only going to ask you to speak for a couple of minutes. And because I want to make sure we have time for the team to ask questions or make comments or whatever. But Ernest, you've developed a new sense of urgency. You've created a platform of consistency of action, and it's paying off in the form of new customers. So maybe you can just share with the folks a little bit about, what happened, what changed, and how did you put this together?
I think the main thing that changed was my attitude. I used to say in a lot of my sales trainings, take a checkup before you take an up, and I did that. So I thought about, I think David mentioned someplace along the way early on in the year to hit executive. That's a good goal. So I thought, well, that's a good goal. And I had taken a little time and I was going to focus back in on my business. So I thought about it and I had more time. So I put the time in and I just created a game plan and just kind of put it out there in the environment that I was going to do it. And things just start happening.
Okay, so the change was up here.
Yes.
Okay, just decided to do it. What has changed about your daily method of operation, your focus? What can you attribute the 5 new customers to? And full disclosure, 3 of them are qualifying customers, right?
Right.
100 BV. 2 of them are not, which is okay. We can talk a little bit about how to, because I spent some time with Ernest on that, how to effectively upgrade. I mean, you never want to tell somebody, no, you can't order just Super Mix. Yeah, you got to order another 37 or 32 points, or else you don't count for me. I mean, you don't do that. You can't do that. Okay. But there are ways, my favorite phrase, how do you get people to do what you want them to do? You can't. Okay. You can't get people to do what you want them to do. The very best you can hope for is to help them do what they want to do. Our job is to help them want to do more and then help them accomplish what they want, right? And so we can talk about it in a moment, but give me a little idea of what we understand the mindset change. What changed that created this ability to get the 5 new customers? What'd you do different?
Maybe I would have to say time. I put more time. I went back to the drawing board. I looked at my list. I've got several lists, but I'm always making a new list. So I've made new lists. I put the time in on a daily basis and just consistency of effort. And that's what happened.
It's almost like I scripted Ernest. Go back to the basics, do the simple things. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Be consistent in your activity. If you make one call a day and your average is, your ratio is 1 in 10, you're going to get 3 people to listen to you in the month. If you do 10 a day and your ratio is 1 in 10, you're going to have 30 people this month. Simple stuff, right? Not brain surgery. So very, very good. Now, since I mentioned it, Ernest, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, allowing me to use you without ever talking to you about doing it. I don't really like to blindside people, but I've known Ernest so long, what's he going to do? Fly to California and slap me? I don't think so. So anyway, you got a customer. They understand a lot of this has to do with what you're positioning. Okay. When when somebody's saying, really, yeah, weight loss would be great, all this sort of thing. Honestly, I just want to feel better. I want to get good nutrition in my body. Okay. Well, because we're Zija people, we're going to be talking about moringa, and that's good. And that's great. Here's the problem. It's a 68 BV deal. They're not a qualifying customer. I mean, let's take the volume. By the way, I got lots of customers and lots of, distributors that are, associates in name only. All they do is they order the product, and they're using 1 case of Super Mix a month. Okay. I got a lot of them. In the beginning is the best time to change behavior, because you're not changing behavior, you're creating behavior. And so the suggestion would be real simple, is position your offer to be something that they want. Okay, well, I got some great ideas for you. Okay, one of the things I'm going to recommend is, and this is, we're not focusing on, sports nutrition, getting you, more fit or anything. We just want to start with feeling better and, improving your nutrition. Got 2 things for you. I'd recommend our Super Mix Moringa. It's going to give you all your nutrients and 1 shake a day of our whole blend. Now, what you're going to do there, it's going to be a healthy combination. It'll be able to give you all the nutrition you need, the additional power of the bodybuilding, from the protein, and it's a simple way to get going. And I mean, you're only talking about a few dollars a day. That would be an example. Somebody that's maybe a little bit more mature, I might talk to them about the moringa and the isogenesis. I'm going to position a package, a program for them. Now, the best time to change behavior is not to change it, but to create it. And so get them started on a 100 BV order and make them feel good about it, that they're doing something really, really good for themselves. Now, if we've already messed up, and again, we're Zija people. I mean, we're going to pitch Super Mix, and we're going to pitch that like the end all, that's all there is. And oh, by the way, you can get this, this, and this. Well, let me start with the Super Mix. Why do you want to start with the Super Mix? Because that's the way we presented it. It's the end all, and you can add this stuff in if you want to make more, if you want to spend more money, as opposed to positioning it as this is the package you want to start with. Package. Now, once you get somebody in, they start on a Super Mix. What you want to do is start dripping them on them with another product that is going to fit within what their interests are. So you got somebody saying, I'm getting older, I want to be healthy, blah, 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 blah. Let me just start with that Super Mix. Why they wanted to start with the Super Mix, not something else? Because of us. That was us that did that. And then if you fell into that trap, then the trick to do is to take some time, as soon as they got their Super Mix, man, I love the taste of this, in 2 nights, I feel like I'm sleeping better, and I've noticed a few aches and pains are going away. I got to tell you, that's not unusual that people start to feel results right away. I want to send you a little blurb on another product that so many people that have started with Super Mix migrate to right away. What did I just tell them? Lots of people are doing this. People like you, people like Super Mix, start with Super Mix. They're getting, set it up right. And maybe send them some information on the isogenesis. Everybody should be taking isogenesis. Well, let me change that. Everybody over the age of 30 or 35 who wants to be healthy and balling into their 80s should be taking that. If you want to hit 70 and be dead for the next 10 years of your life, don't take isogenesis. If you want to be like all my buddies, don't take isogenesis. If you want to be like me, talking to my chiropractor, who is actually going to be getting on a program with me, I made the comment, I said, well, I'm going to be 67 this year. And he said, wow. I mean, he was shocked. I know he knew I was older than he is. He just turned 40. But he had no idea I was 3 decades older than him. Right. And so, that kind of stuff, you can do that. So anyway, real quick here, I am seeing little aberrant flashes on my screen, like video problems. Are you having any video problems for me?
I saw it a couple of times.
I just saw it.
When you were talking.
Yeah. Okay, so just a little streak across. All right, I got a new camera. I may send the sucker back and go with the old one. Does this one look any better than the old one?
I think I like the picture better on this one.
Okay.
Better color tonality.
Okay, it does have adjustments, and it's flashing like crazy for me right now. Yeah, I was wondering how much better it is. I mean, is it $120 better than the last camera? That's what I want to know.
Well, if it's flashing, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So anyway, so those are the things I wanted to talk with you about today. Let's open it up. What else is going on with you guys? Who's got some great successes to share? Who's got some insight to share? This is the balance of the of our time here is you guys's. You guys's.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think about my efforts that I've put in over the last couple of weeks, and thinking about Zija and all the products that I love. And of course, since we merged with Isogenics, which is a weight management company, and all of the great products that they offer that we have in our arsenal now with Isogenics, it just makes more sense to set up set the stage to go in with an order with 100 BV, and that's most of the packs. And I've been talking that to people all along about going with the packs, but unfortunately, a couple of people that obviously one of my qualified just wanted a full skincare line, but they just wanted to start with the Super Mix, and of course, I fell into the trap of talking about Super Mix because that's one of my go-to products. So I get it. It's easy to do that, and at the same time, we are positioned and staged to go into an opportunity with our packs.
There's great value to the packs from our perspective in terms of income. Packs have specific PIBs, whereas if it's not a specific package, then you only get the 10% of the BV as your product introduction bonus. We now have an opportunity to, as I understand it, create our own packages, and so long as they're $160, 150 BV, whatever it is, you guys will have to check on that. I don't keep that stuff in my head. Then it will have a specific flat rate product introduction bonus, which is typically higher than the 10%. And so that's something to check out. And Roger. Got a little inside secret stuff going on between me and Roger here, just saying. Anyway, yeah, it is important to do that. And here's the thing. You can always come in high with the ideal package. And if there's a price objection, you can say, well, that would be the best thing. I've got another alternative that would be really good for you, and bring it down. If you offer people three options, good, better, or best, more often than not, they will take the better, because the best is going to be too expensive, no matter what. Okay. They don't want to take the lowball one, and so they'll settle for the middle one. If you notice, you got, well, 3 grades of gasoline, right? And, people that have cars like mine, both my cars require the high test. Okay. If you got a Econo box car, you can get away with regular, but a lot of people will get in the middle and they'll get the medium grade, right? Good, better, best. Most people will pick better unless they think like me. Okay. When I was looking for my very first video camera, I spent a lot of time there. I decided what brand I wanted because of the type of, lens it had. But I was presented with several different options. And I sat there, worrying about, this was back when grandbaby was like 2 or something like that. Not even 2, maybe it was only 1. I was going to get my first, video camera. And I'm sitting there going, just going through all these changes over whether I should get this or that or the other thing. And then finally just hit me. Take my own advice. Get the best. Get the best. The only time you regret getting the best is when you write the check. From that moment on, you'll be glad you got the best. And sure enough, every time that, I wanted to zoom in more on grandbaby from a long ways away, I zoomed in because I got the best. I didn't get, good. I didn't get better. I got the best. So anyway, just my thought. Debbie, what's happening with you, my dear? Unmute. Lower left-hand corner, unmute. There you go.
Sorry.
How you been doing?
Great, thank you.
What do you got new and exciting to share with us?
Well, I was painting my family room and I forgot about the meeting and I saw Amy's text come across like that, so I jumped on real quick. So,
well, good.
But yeah, I'm working with some people and I loved our last meeting. I felt very motivated, and it's just like we all have stuff going on and we just I thought that was fantastic. So it was very motivating.
Yeah, that's one of the realities of life is that, the highest level of professionalism is to do the absolute impossible with absolutely nothing in your side and make it look easy. That's the highest level of professionalism.
Yes,
and
you
so,
did it.
it is interesting how much of that goes on. Most of the high level performers, while they have the levels of income and the Instagram lifestyle that everybody desires, most people aren't aware of what the real challenges are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, don't wish it were easy, wish you were better.
Well, it was
right?
just very motivational. It was just to help you say, keep going, you got this, so I loved it. It was probably one of the best ones I've ever heard.
Great. Excellent. And what you need to do is you need to message her on, message Pam on, Facebook or something like that and share that with her.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's an important thing to do. Message her, share your comments with her.
Mhm.
From a strictly, enlightened self-awareness, enlightened self-interest, it's good for her to hear from you, to know who you are for the time that you call on her for a third-party validation call.
Well, thank you. I appreciate all of you here. It's a fun group, so thank you.
And then one last thing, when you are doing Zoom meetings with you and your prospect, I like to do a lot of face-to-face with a prospect because that's the belly-to-belly nature of our business. Or face to face with your downline and their prospect, or face to face with your prospect and your upline for third party validation. Whenever you're doing that, here you're amongst friends and it's casual. You want to remember that light that's behind your head is the only thing that we can see.
Okay.
And you got another light there.
Okay.
You want the light in front of you, but now see,
Okay.
that's better if you don't have the light. See, now there you're looking great,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then take one look at the other people on the screen. My eyes are in the top third of the screen. Ernest's eyes are in the top third of the screen. Kate's pretty close. The other two people, they're sitting down low, and it diminishes some. Okay, so it's all about the perception, right? Perception is reality. How about you, Roger? Anything you want to share, contribute, ask? Mute.
There we go. No, once again, I really enjoyed last week, and the granddaughter has been pulling hard to get things done in her house. So if I do teach, I teach until 3 o'clock. Today I was at taught until 3 o'clock. 10 after 3, I was, well, if I stood up, you'd see my less than desirable work clothes. I changed just for you guys. And, but
Thank you.
I was there until 6 o'clock. So taught from 8 until 3 and doing, well, this week I was actually, the last little while, she's been wanting to get into their master bedroom, and I think another day and we'll get her there.
Oh, good.
But I never forget isogenics. It's always in the background. It's just a little distant in the background these last couple of weeks. But don't want to miss any of these.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. And that's really, for me, that's the reason that I show up. Okay, because I get how important it is to be part of a community. All right. Most of my early multi-level career, okay, I was either on my own or the presumptive leader. And that's very lonely. So I get how important it would be to be able to have a community. That's one of the most important reasons I show up here, because I want you all to have the benefit of that. And so, Roger, do take some time, watch that little link that I showed up there. And the one thing I can share with you, okay, it really doesn't make any difference how much you do. Do something. Okay, do something. Even if it's one text in the morning before you go to work, one person that you send out a quick link via text. Hey, Mary, I was thinking about you. You've always looked so good. Thought you might be interested in a new product I've got. Boom. Send a link to the introduction to the collagen. I got 3 links. Introduction to collagen. It's a 1.5-minute video. Josh Plant. And I think it's 16-minute video, the science behind collagen. And then another link, it's 3.5-minute video, how to make $600 by sharing with 2 people. Okay. And if you plan it the night before, because I guarantee you, no matter what, if you take 10 minutes before you go to bed tonight and decide who you're going to message in the morning and what you're going to send them, you will not miss those 10 minutes of sleep. Okay. No matter what, if you're only going to get 4 hours sleep, 3 hours and 50 minutes worth of sleep, it ain't going to make no difference. I guarantee it. I know. And so it really doesn't make any difference how much you do. If you do something, and if you messaged one person a day, what are the chances you'd have a new customer or 2 or 3 this month? And how good would it make you feel about your progress in your business if you got 1 or 2 or 3 customers this month, right?
Perfect.
That's
Just
true.
saying, just saying, okay? And I hope you guys understand, 90% of what I say to you guys, I'm saying to me, okay? So, and Joyce, I'm sorry, sweetie, I don't get a chance to talk to you because it's 6 o'clock straight up and I gotta go relieve Modesta. So I'm gonna let everybody else ask Joyce, how's it going? What's happening? What's good? What would you like to say?
Yeah.
Okay,
If-
so I
if
gotta
we can
run for
talk.
now. And we'll see y'all next week. Call on me during the week if you need me, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks,
I
Fred.
appreciate
Take
it.
it easy.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
I think Joyce is on mute, so I don't think she'll be able to talk. Oh, she did come off. Oh,
There she is.
can you say hi?
Hi, everybody. That was
Hi, Joyce.
Mhm.
hi. You guys are all doing great. And things are good here. Just busy as always at the ranch.
I bet. Lots of snow this week, huh?
Well, actually, we didn't get snow. We got rain. So it's just really muddy, wet. The snow was more west towards Goodland, Kansas, and then west of there towards Denver, Colorado. So that's
Good.
what the snow was. So yeah, I'm thankful for that. It wasn't real cold here, just really muddy and wet.
Well,
Yeah.
stay dry.
All right, I will do my best and really appreciate this Monday night group. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you.
Great.
And everybody have a great week and call on each other if you need us.
Sounds
Yes,
good.
thanks,
a
everyone.
lot.
Guys,
All right, good
Have
night.
a good week, everybody.
good.
And
Everybody take care.
congratulations,
Have a great week.
Ernest. Yeah,
Oh,
congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, good work,
Yes.
Ernest. That's great. It's inspiring.
It is very much.
All
Yeah.
right, have a great week.
All right. Bye,
Okay,
everybody.
thanks,
Good night.
guys.
Evening,
Take
everyone.
care.
Thank you.
Night.
Good
Good
night.
night.